Please meet Santosh Rout, founder and CEO of NavanAI. NavanAI is a generative AI and computer vision solutions company. It specializes in helping businesses automate tasks at scale using custom AI agents. Today, Santosh will share his insights on how to leverage GenAI for eCom automation. Let's see what Santosh prepared for us.
Hi, my name is Santosh Rout, and I'm the founder of NavanAI. Today, I'm talking about leveraging generative AI for e-commerce automation. NavanAI provides automation tools for e-commerce teams and sales and marketing teams. So today's agenda is how tasks were done during pre-generative AI era. And after generative AI came into picture, what all has changed and how things have impacted specifically for the e-commerce industry. Then I'll briefly talk about what are the different GenAI models available, and if you want to choose a generative AI model, how do you choose and how do you decide which model is good for you. Then I'll give you some real world examples where generative AI is being used, and specifically where we as a provider, solution provider, we use, and what are those real world examples. So before generative AI came into picture, let's take an example of this e-commerce company where there are 100 products, 100 new products every month, and somebody has to copyright the product title, description, the tagging, basically entire product cataloging. So whether product cataloging or image enhancements, somebody has to do it manually. And it can be a tedious job. Imagine somebody working on this task for automating or adding cataloging data for hundreds of products. Same thing goes for customer support. The customer support used to be manual or very little automation. Even though chatbots were there before generative AI came into picture, the understanding of context, understanding of language was very limited. The chatbots used to take some words which are the intent and then decide what to answer. And those answers were all predefined, and users would get those predefined messages most of the time. So with generative AI, this has changed completely. But what is generative AI? So generative AI is very good at creating new content, whether it's text or image or video or even agentic AI that automates workflows. Using LLM and workflow, AI agents can be developed that mimic how humans carry out tasks. So for example, this image is created using an AI image creator from text. So, and it hardly takes few seconds for the LLM to create this kind of images. So this is obviously a multimodal LLM that can take instructions in the form of text and create an image. This is an example of how product cataloging is done because of GenAI. So you upload an image of a clothing, and then you instruct the LLM to provide you title, your description, the tags, and after the LLM gives you back the data, then in a few clicks you will be able to export it to your Shopify or any other e-commerce platform. And how much time does it take to create this data or create this title and description or cataloging data? For the LLM or generative AI, it takes hardly 4 to 5 seconds or maximum 10 seconds. But imagine somebody writing this, even if very seasoned product description writer, they're going to take at least 5 minutes for this product to write the title, description, all the tags, all the colors, and you compare 5 minutes to 5 seconds. That's more than 60 times productivity that's achieved using generative AI. This is an example of a shopping assistant for on WhatsApp for a toddler clothing shop. So here the user is asking, do you have any options for 2-year-old girl for a winter wear? And the AI agent goes back to the catalog or the database and finds something which is useful for a 2-year-old, and finds it and comes back with saying that, okay, this is what I found for your toddler. And for an AI agent to go back to the product catalog and comes back with an answer, it takes probably 5 to 10 seconds. Whereas a human being, let's say before generative AI came into picture, somebody answering back on WhatsApp will probably have to go back to the inventory data and then or cataloging data and then bring the information, send it to the user on WhatsApp. It's probably going to take more than 5 minutes or sometime even more than that. So with generative AI, the productivity has improved more than 10 to 50 times on an average for any task that can be automated. So now what we understood what is generative AI is capable of doing, but what are the different generative AI models that's out there and that we can use? Some of the AI models that we have worked with is GPT 3.5, GPT-4, Claude, Llama, Midjourney, SDXL. So if you want to choose a generative AI model, you need to decide what is the task that you want to achieve and what are the different options that you have, options that's available for that particular task. And then you decide whether that model has to be hosted or you want to host it on your server. Does it have an open source solution that you can take it and host it on your server or your infrastructure and then make it available? For example, for product cataloging, you can use GPT 3.5 or GPT-4 or even Claude. If you want to use an open source tool, open source LLM, you can go for Llama or Mixtral. If you want to use for writing, let's say blog writing or content writing, Claude can be a very good hosted LLM solution, apart from, of course, GPT 3.5 and GPT-4. If you want open source solution, then Llama and DeepSeek are better options. For creating images, there are so many options available. You can choose either Midjourney or DALL-E from OpenAI. And if you want an open source solution, then your choice is SDXL. And then there is Flux, also provides an open source that you can use, but that's not meant for commercial use, as far as I know. Then for deep research, you can use either GPT-o1, o1 Pro, or Perplexity, or if you want a hosted solution, open source solution, it can be DeepSeek. DeepSeek do also provide a hosted solution or a mobile app. But if you want an open source solution that you can take it and deploy on your servers, then DeepSeek can be a very good option. And you want to build an AI agent, then if you want to build complex agents, then GPT-o3 can be a very good option. If you want to build an AI agent with deep research functionality or deep research capabilities, then GPT-o1 is a very good option. If you want to build AI agent that's good at writing, then Claude is a good option. And if you want to use again for building AI agent, but you want an open source solution, then Llama, DeepSeek, or Mistral can be good option. But for research agent, it's better to choose a higher version of the open source models, or higher or a bigger model. That's, if in Llama and Mistral, you should ideally choose a bigger model that's available in the open source section. Yeah, so as I discussed, what is the correct way of choosing a generative AI model? The first thing is you have to define your objective. What do you need? Do you need text or images, or do you want to build a chatbot? What are your budget considerations? Some of the model can have very high cost compared to other models. So you check what is the API usage that you are going to have, and how much do they charge for a million tokens, a million token input, and a million token output, and what your usage looks like. Can you calculate the amount of tokens that it's going to take as input and output, and then do a calculation and figure out which one makes it better for your use case? Then integration capabilities. Do they have any compatibility with an existing systems? So that could be a consideration. Scalability. How scalable application do you want? If you're going for a open source model, you need to deploy on your infrastructure, and if it needs if you want to have high scalable, then you may need a higher version or a better infrastructure. So do you have enough budget for that? If you want if you want to just do experiment and see, then it's better to go for a hosted solution and make sure that it's working, and then once you grow your user, then probably you can go for an open source solution that requires a very high scalability. Yeah, so let's move on to leverage. How do you leverage generative AI for e-commerce? So that's what we are talking about in this summit. What is it that we can do for e-commerce applications or e-commerce or domain? The bare minimum thing that you can do is probably use real-time language translation for global reach for your customer care, or it could be your application. Your web pages can have multiple languages for a global reach. There are use cases such as virtual fitting rooms using AI generated models. So there are fitting virtual mirrors or virtual fitting rooms that uses AI, where you can try any clothing or any garment and see how it fits before you go and buy. You can, for e-commerce companies who have to hire fashion models and create photo shoot. So for them, generative AI based fashion models can be a good use case, where you have fashion models that's created using generative AI, and then you use it for your product photo shoots. Then we also discussed this one, product cataloging. For product cataloging, you can upload a product, and then generative AI automatically creates your title, description, tags, and then with few clicks, it'll probably be able to export it to your e-commerce store. Then we also discussed about AI-powered shopping assistant for users. Your shopping assistant can help users on various channels. It can be WhatsApp, it can be Instagram, or it can be any other meta platforms. Even on your website, you can put a shopping assistant for users to take help if there are so many different products and the user doesn't want to browse through, you can ask a simple question and the shopping assistant can go to the catalog or inventory data and bring it and show it to the user. And the shopping assistant can also help the user in deciding what product he or she should buy based on their previous buying history, or any other previous data that you may have for the user. And then you can have AI agents. An AI agent example can be a lead generation for B2B e-commerce platforms. So how this works is you have AI agent that can crawl through internet to look for digital footprints of your target customer, and then it can tell you that, okay, yes, this company is a good fit for my product based on their products and services, based on their digital footprint, or based on any other financial data that you may look for. That if you are looking for companies who are financially sound and you want to only deal with certain companies who have companies with certain financial history, then you can look for those companies, and over the internet your AI agents can look for those companies and create a lead list for you. So this is an example of personalized shopping assistant for e-commerce that we discussed earlier. So here the user is asking, please suggest some nice garments for a 2-year-old girl to wear for a birthday party. So now the AI assistant here goes back and looks for dresses for 2-year-old kids and tries to look for the catalog and brings you all the product that it found. And as I mentioned earlier, how much time does it take for an AI assistant to bring all this data? It doesn't take more than 5 to 10 seconds in some cases, depending on what kind of server you're using and depending on how much data you have. It won't take more than a few seconds. But for a human being, it may take to bring you this kind of data. It's probably going to take more than 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Here, it's 5 to 10 seconds. So the productivity is, as I said earlier, it's more than 50 to 60 times for many of such cases. Yeah, we discussed about the lead generation using digital footprints. So Navan provides a platform where, based on your prospective customers' digital footprints, it tells you whether it's a good match for your products and services or no. So for e-commerce, B2B e-commerce customers or B2B e-commerce products and services providers, this is a very good use case where you can use the platform to look for ideal customers for you. And how does it work is you provide your products and services, you provide your ICP, and then you provide what kind of customers you are looking for, and then it goes out and crawls all over the internet, looks for those intent and or the specific queries that you define, and then comes back with companies that matches your ICP. And then further, you can do more research about the company and try to identify who are the people that work in this company, who can be, when you go and pitch them, who are the people that you should pitch to. And the platform can also write an outreach email for you and send it across to them. We also have a platform where you can create a customer service assistant based on your knowledge base. So this is available on agents.navan.ai. You can provide your knowledge base. It could be a PDF document or a Word document or any other. Or it can be a text document as well, or it can be your Notion page, or it can be a YouTube URL. So you add your knowledge base, create a customer service assistant, and make it available either on WhatsApp or on any other Meta platforms, or it can be available on your website as well. So for attendees of e-commerce summit, we provide 20% discount for our platform. Please look out for the discount coupon code, which is eCom20. So with this, I would like to thank you for having me here. Have a good day. Thank you.
Santosh, thanks for sharing with us.